Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining in this wonderful learning journey to explore Power BI. To begin with, I'd like to start with a very famous quote by Ronald Coase, the famous British mathematician and a Nobel laureate. He says that if you torture the data long enough, it will confess. Now, why he should have said this? It purely means, from a humorous point of view, that a data has the capability to reveal the secrets, the unexplored facts. And that's what we are here to learn. In this learning journey of exploring Power BI, I'm excited to share my experience and knowledge with you to understand the potential of a business intelligence tool like Power BI. Why should we learn Power BI? Yes, in today's data-driven world, where the companies are struggling to find the insights from the data, tools like Power BI serve the purpose. I am Prashant Stephens, your facilitator in this entire learning journey of Power BI. I'm excited to help you out in understanding this wonderful application, Power BI, and how it can help you to take data-driven decisions. Power BI is not new to this market. It is there in the market for a long time. It came as a business intelligence tool launched by Microsoft in the year 2012. And since then, it has created ripples in the market. But why should we learn Power BI? But before we start learning Power BI, it's very important to understand the background of Power BI. I'll definitely help you understand why should we learn Power BI. But before we dive into the learning aspect, here is an interesting fact. The background of Power BI, or rather, I would say the background of business intelligence, has different phases. If not, we can split that into three different phases or three different waves. The first wave can be considered as the technical BI or technical business intelligence wave. In this wave, the major onus of holding the data, or I would say the guardians of the data, were the IT professionals. They had all the tools, knowledge, expertise working on the data set and getting the required results from the data. But even I would say in those days, the tools were not that intelligent. They had to struggle a lot in finding out the real cause and effect behind the data set. The relationship building was not that easy. The next phase came the analyst phase, which we call it as a self-service phase. Now, here also, the onus shifted from IT professionals or core IT professionals to someone like who were data experts or data analysts. Even till date, there is a dependency on data analysts. These are the people who are experts in mining the data, understanding the data, creating logical inferences from the data. But even in the second wave, I would still say that the end user was dependent on the data analyst and to a certain extent on the IT professionals. In the third wave, which is considered to be the end user wave, everyone is the master of the data. Now, why do I say that? The reason is tools like Power BI, Tableau, Qlik, Informatica, it gives a lot of power in the end user's hand to do a lot of data analysis. They can mine the data, they can relate different relationships, or they can create different relationships between the data. They can connect to more than 100 plus data sources. They can get into the data cleaning process. They can remove the anomalies, and they can build beautiful visualizations. And with those visualizations, they can create dashboards. That is the power this business intelligence tool has given to us. And that's the reason we are all becoming experts in our own fields in understanding the data and creating beautiful visualizations from the data itself. But yes, the journey is not that easy. Still, we need the knowledge, the understanding to build a good data model. If we are in a position to create a good data model, apply the business rules, and then create those beautiful visualizations, and then go for the storytelling with the help of building intuitive dashboards, that's the entire process of the BI tool. Power BI comes with different capabilities. It consists of the following components like the Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, Data Catalog, Data Management Gateway, Power BI Q&A, and the Power BI Service. We'll explore all these components one by one in this course itself. Now, Power Query is all about cleaning the data. It helps you to remove the unwanted values, the null values, errors which are there in the data sets. At times, these values, these anomalies bring a lot of problems in creating meaningful visualizations. And at times, if you do not remove these values, then it will give you a wrong output. There is a famous saying in the world of data science is garbage in is equal to garbage out. So that's the reason we ensure that the data is clean, it's ready to apply, and we are in a position to build visualizations, to create the data, to build relationships, to apply the business rules. It takes a lot of time. It's not that easy. Then Power Pivot is all about establishing relationships between the data. It helps you to create data models. It helps you to establish relationships between the tables. Next is your Power View. There are more than 30 plus inbuilt visualizations in Power BI itself. But if you want to explore more visualizations, you can get more than 100 plus ready-made visualizations in the App Store. It's pretty easy process to just plug in those visualizations, add to your data visualization pane, or rather your visualization pane, and you can build meaningful visualizations that can present your data pretty well. Then we have Power Map. Now this is very interesting way of representing your data in a graphical, or rather in geographical format. So you have different territories data. You want to plot that data from, that represents different geopolitics data, different geographical data of different regions, countries, territories, states. You can do that with the help of Power Map. Data catalog is primarily your data repository. Now you should understand that Power BI or the Power BI service is primarily, I would rather say Power BI service. When we pull the data in Power BI service, it is safely stored in the Microsoft's as your Active Directory. So your data is in the safe hands. You can apply all the business rules in allowing permissions or giving permissions to the users. All these kind of capabilities are there in Power BI. So your data is always safe and intact. Then data management gateway is very important thing. Primarily, it helps you to establish relationships or connections with different data sources. Now, data management gateway acts like a bridge between your application and different data sources. So at times you may wonder that whether the data source that I'm using, will it connect with Power BI? The answer is yes. And even in any given point in time where you find that I do not find my data source in the list, you can use the API capabilities to connect with Power BI desktop. The next part is the wonderful feature of Q&A, wherein you can use the natural language to type in your question, and Power BI uses its intelligence to respond to you with the required question. It is built in such a way that it understands your question, it processes the information, and gives you the output instantly. You can even create visualizations by typing in any kind of question related to the data, and it will give you the answer instantly. You can even get those answers in as an aggregated value, or you can ask the Q&A to create a visualization of your choice. The last thing is one of my favorites is the SaaS model, which is Power BI service. So Power BI service is primarily the cloud platform of Power BI, wherein you can create data sets, visualizations in Power BI desktop, and then publish it to Power BI service for collaboration and sharing those dashboards with your end users. So everything is managed on cloud premise, and you can work in your own workspace, or you can create multiple workspaces provided you have the licenses, and then you can easily collaborate with your colleagues or your end users. All these features are quite interesting in understanding and exploring Power BI. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive in, learn, and understand the capabilities of Power BI. I'm waiting for you to subscribe my channel and hit the like button if you like the content, and please do share my content with your colleagues who are keen to learn this technology that is Power BI. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Thanks.